If a man can't even stand up for his own faith, something that he believed will get him into heaven, if he is not even able to stand up for that, you honestly think that he's gonna go ahead and put America first? Let that sink in for a little bit. A faith. A faith should be closer to somebody's heart more than the country that they live in. That's what a faith is. You know what I'm saying? And he sat there while Ben Shapiro with his goonies were literally making fun of the Pope, and he just sat there just saying nothing. Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to talk a little bit about Ben Shapiro and his dog, Matt Walsh. And now, with that being said, there's not going to do much introduction. If you want to watch the entirety of the video and don't want to sit here and watch me blabber on with my opinion about this whole situation, the person that you want to go visit is Valhalla. All right? So, Ben Shapiro is destroying Matt Walsh's career. Let's get it.
How come there's no ice in my lemonade?
Sir, sorry, sir.
You drop down or you give me 10. Now!
Yes, sir.
Let's go!
Valhalla. See, this is the thing. I need to do an introduction like this, man. All right, I'm a person who is also very much into fitness, so I need to go ahead and record myself working out, lifting my max and stuff like that.
Channel, everybody, and I'm sure by now you're all well aware of the absolutely meteoric downfall of the Daily Wire, the epic burn-in of Ben Shapiro. But one member of the Daily Wire has slowly tried to slink his way back into the shadows like a slippery little snake.
Ooh.
And that is Matt Walsh, who
Ooh.
essentially is trying to reinvent himself as America First, America Only.
Haven't the special boys in the Middle East, haven't they considered this phrase to be anti-Semitic? I'm just saying, because again, it is a term that is constantly evolving. You know what I mean? So to be quite honest with you, it won't surprise me if it is actually true that being America First is actually anti-Semitic. So yeah, asking for a friend out there. Have they considered this phrase to be America First, to be anti-Semitic? And if so, Matt Walsh, you, my friend, is working for a Zionist, and now he is going to consider you anti-Semitic.
While still being Ben Shapiro's personal little whipping boy.
Mm-hmm.
Get back to work, Matt Walsh! Don't criticize Israel!
Fine.
And the last thing,
man.
unfortunately, the America First movement needs right now is Ben Shapiro defenders and fence sitters. It's kind of a hard line in the sand. You're either kind of America First or you're not. And that's why we need to talk about Matt Walsh today. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Helps the channel. Let's jump into this and see what old Matt Walsh has been up to. Now, Matt Walsh has been getting absolutely drugged and destroyed by his own comment section, his own community, pretty much anything he posts on his Instagram and YouTube. And so what he decided to do was put out a YouTube video a week ago stating this, that he will always be America First and America Only. And as
I'm just going to go ahead and say right off the bat, if you're working for Ben Shapiro, you are not America First. I'll also say this, if you're not considered an anti-Semite, you're not America First. I know that sounds very far-fetched, but hear me out. Okay? Hear me out. You saying that you don't want your money to be sent to go unalive babies makes you an anti-Semite. This ain't coming from me. I mean, go talk to Miss Rachel, the sweet lady who literally makes video for little kids. Yeah, she cares about kids. And because of that, she's anti-Semitic. So what makes you think that you saying that you don't want your money to be sent is not going to be considered anti-Semitic? And now this guy right here working for Ben Shapiro, his boss, right? And now he wants to go ahead and says, I'm America First. What does that mean, being America First? It means what? Americans' lives and properties become a priority. That's what that means. The president focused on Americans, on the veterans, on the homelessness, on the drug overdose, the fentanyl, you name it. That's what that means. And in order to do that, guess what? The billions of dollars that we are sending to Israel every single year needs to stop. And take that billion and funnel that right back into the community, into the United States of America. You see what I mean now? So that's why they consider the phrase America First an anti-Semitic word, speech, or whatever you want to consider it. And so him putting this, it would not surprise me if his boss, Ben Shapiro, comes and call him an anti-Semite. I'm just saying.
We see immediately in the comment section of his video here.
Oof.
All of the comments. You can't be America first while working for the Daily Wire. You understand Ben Shapiro is staunchly against your beliefs. A lot of us don't think the Daily Wire is America first, unfortunately. America first means no APAC, no foreign wars, limited foreign aid, no ADL, no immigration, to mention a few things. No one will believe you're America first until you leave the literal foreign propaganda outlet you work for. And as you see, we can scroll down. I mean, it's every single.
Ladies and gentlemen, I apologize for that. Let me go ahead and fix this up. Yeah, sorry about that. My picture was right in front of him. I didn't realize that.
Single comment. Every single one. Leave the Daily Wire. Leave the Daily Wire. Leave the Daily Wire. Now, let me say this up front. This isn't a video strictly just to attack Matt Walsh. This is hopefully an encouragement for the cowardly lion Matt Walsh to find his courage, stand up, get a backbone, and leave the Daily Wire. Prove that you actually believe in America first and America only, because I actually think Matt Walsh is pretty talented. I think he's the only talented person at the Daily Wire. I think he basically carries the Daily Wire on his back, and I think he would be infinitely more successful if he just left the Daily Wire and he were to have his own independent media channel. Right. So this isn't coming from a place of hate. It's coming from a place of, we're not going to let you LARP as something that you currently are not. So let's see what his response was to all of this massive criticism and backlash he's been getting.
So before I go with this right here, I just want to give credit where credit is due. One thing that made me become so interested in Matt Walsh is when his documentary got released, What Is a Woman? When that got, I didn't even know what Daily Wire was or Matt Walsh or anybody like that, right? And so when that got released, it was the hype of the town. And so when I watched that, that documentary and watched his speech on, his, I guess you could say like a debate or whatever on Dr. Phil, I was like, oh man, this guy is very, very, bright, very, very intelligent, and he knows what he's talking about. And then, of course, with the whole October 7th situation happening, and then obviously everybody sees the world, Zionism for what it is, and people starting to distance themselves from this whole entire organization and the movement. And then, one thing that I realized was this guy right here is a big time charlatan. And the reason I say that is because when I think about his speech, not his speech, but his documentary, What Is a Woman? Yes, he will criticize feminism. He will criticize the LGBTQ and how a man can identify as a woman and so on and so forth and yada, yada, yada. But one thing that he never really put a lot of emphasis on is who was behind the movement to do all of this LGBTQ in the first place. Have you noticed that? He's criticizing the fruit of the, he's criticizing the fruit. He's criticizing the result of the LGBTQ movement. But yet he never went down to the root of the problem and figure out, look at the history. Who is behind this thing? And the reason I bring this up is because if you look at Nazi Germany and you look at the reason why they were burning books and you start to put 2 and 2 together, that transgender and all of these stuff was happening during that time. And then you start to think about it like, oh, okay, that was happening. Who was behind it? Then everything starts to make sense as to exactly why Matt Walsh did not go down to the root of the problem, but rather stayed on the surface of the problem. And so, yeah, I was putting all of these things together. There's more to it, but I don't want to yap on because I want to go ahead and let this video play. That's kind of what made me say, okay, this guy is a fool. And then I'll elaborate more on other reasons as to why I did not like him.
Example, last week on this show, I made probably one of the safest and most straightforward statements I've ever made in my entire career. What we want is for someone to unashamedly and single-mindedly advocate for Americans and Americans only. We want someone to say, the only thing I care about is helping Americans. The only people I care about in the world are Americans. And we don't want to just hear that, but we want to see the action taken as well. I've seen some people on social media say, hey, it's America first, but not America only. I disagree. I think it is America only. It's like I said months ago, I consider myself an American
fired
chauvinist. America first, America only. I'm American chauvinist. I don't care about it. This is the only thing I care about. America should be the only thing you care about, especially as a leader of the country.
Now, that sounds amazing. I agree with all of that, 100%. But the problem, Matt, is that actions, unfortunately, speak louder than words. And nobody f***ing believes you because you continue to work under the thumb of one of the most America last, Israel first people in American politics. Ben Shapiro, the Daily Wire, the Israel Wire. So what are you talking about that you want somebody that's unabashedly America first, America only? Yeah, that's what we want too, but you aren't it. The company you're working for is the opposite of it. So nobody is going to take you seriously while you're working for this guy.
You're a young person and you can't afford to live here, then maybe you should not live here.
The only thing that comes out of this dude's mouth, Ben Shapiro, is America last, our greatest ally first rhetoric. But we all know that. The problem with Matt Walsh and what makes him so dangerous is, again, he cosplays as this Catholic conservative man, right? America first. While really what he does.
I'm not going to lie to you. Even as a Catholic, he didn't even have any spine to literally criticize his boss for making fun of his religion while he sits there and watch. I mean, if a man can't even stand up for his own faith, something that he believed will get him into heaven, if he is not even able to stand up for that, you honestly think that he's going to go ahead and put America first? Let that sink in for a little bit. A faith should be closer to somebody's heart more than the country that they live in. That's what a faith is. You know what I'm saying? And he sat there while Ben Shapiro with his goonies were literally making fun of the Pope, and he just sat there just saying nothing.
As he runs cover for Ben Shapiro and the Zionist movement by acting that way, but still trying to constantly shift the narrative away from all the negative things about our greatest ally and onto things like Muslims and things like that. He's very, very good at that. But if he were to actually be honest with his intentions, it would sound more like this.
Time anti-Semitism ticks up, real or imagined. Ben snaps his fingers and I jump. I start barking about Muslims in Dearborn, about Sharia creeping in, about how they're the real threat to America. It's so convenient, so perfectly timed.
Right.
A coordinated astroturfed hit job to divert the Goyim gaze. When people start asking hard questions about Israeli interests, the wars we fund, the lobby that owns Congress, supremacy that strangles our policy. Boom. Ben texts me. Time to pivot, Matt. Hit the Muslims hard. And I do, because I'm owned. Ben's good little goy, protecting Israeli interests by throwing sand in your eyes with Jihad Watch rants. I know it's fake. I know it's orchestrated, but I play along because defying Ben means no more Daily Wire, no more checks, no more pretending I'm a warrior. I'm lower than the dirt under Ben's yarmulke, a spineless worm who sold his soul.
Now, guys, if you want to avoid being
See, you know what's funny? One thing you have to understand is that the Jews don't really consider anybody who is not a Jew to be even a human, bro. That's the crazy part. So, like, although we bleed the same, we shit, we eat food, and we breathe the same air, so on and so forth. I guess you can say we speak the same language and we understand each other to an extent. These people still do not find you to be human at all. That's why they feel like they can do whatever they want with anybody who's not a Jew. They can lie from you. They can lie, steal, put interest on you, and then they're exempt from that. In the case of the Palestinian, they can go ahead and completely drop bombs on them because they don't find them to be human. Why? You think only the Palestinian they don't find to be human? No. Everybody else is included in that. The only reason bombs are not being dropped on you is simply because, well, you're not in their way yet. Once you get in their way, then you become the next person on the plate. I mean, if you don't believe me, look at all the 7 countries that they have bombed in the past 2 years. Yeah. Go ask them, they'll tell you.
pathetic and weak like everybody at the Daily Wire. Best way you can do that is to hit the gym. And if you're going to hit the gym, you might as well get your supplementation right. Brings us to today's sponsor, our partners at Tasty Gains Creatine Gummies, guys. I love this product. I've been with them for almost 2 years now. If you don't know about creatine, it's one of the best supplements you can take and the healthiest, right? It's going to build your muscle strength, your muscle endurance. It helps your brain. It helps your cognitive function. All the different things that you need. More energy throughout the day, all these great things. And not only that, Tasty Gains also has a women's product also that helps with hormonal health and different things like that, right? So best thing you can do, head on over to the link. Guys, there's also some insane buy one, get one free offers over on the link right now. So head on over, grab yourself some Tasty Gains gummies while they got these great deals going on. All right, link in the pinned comment and the description. And so what's he do 4 days ago? Defends a Jewish agitator who's down at the Dearborn protests.
This guy has been found to be a charlatan. So there's a podcast called The Dean Show. I recommend you guys to go, look into it if you want to learn about Islam. The guy, he does a fantastic job. This charlatan, this fool, this Zionist cuck right here decided to go to Dearborn, right, into a Muslim convention. Recorded himself, by the way, right, even though the Muslims are already doing a live stream. And he went onto a news or whatever, not news, but like this other channel and just spewed the most nonsense lie that you could possibly imagine. Oh, they didn't even let me in there. Oh, these people are extremely dangerous. Oh, they were calling for this and calling for that. And the Muslims are like, you're sitting right there. You were in the gathering. And on top of that, the whole entire gathering was being live streamed. So anybody, including the FBI, heck, including the Zionists, can literally tap in and go see exactly what we're doing. This guy right here is being used to wild up the Christians to start hating the Muslim, so that way their attention is not on the Zionists who are over. Sorry for using vulgar language.
Don't hate Christians? What in the world are you babbling about? They're killing Christians across the world right now as we speak. Every year, Muslims are executing thousands of Christians because of their faith. Meanwhile, Islamic countries are also flooding our country with immigrants who hate us and who openly threaten us at city council meetings.
You literally work for somebody who hates you and your religion. Claim that your God is literally burning in the inhuman fecal matter. At least Muslims, we believe Jesus is a Messiah. We believe that he was a prophet. We believe that he was a righteous man. We can't even say his name without saying peace be upon him. But yet, we are the enemy. Not the people who are literally saying your God is burning in the hellfire. Not them. No. It's the ones who are literally saying that Jesus is a prophet and that Jesus and his mother should be honored. I don't even want to say what they claim about the mother of Jesus. Seriously, I don't even want to say what to say about her. It's disgusting.
We're supposed to believe that Muslims have no hatred for Christians whatsoever, even though that statement defies over a millennium of human experience. After I challenged Shields publicly, he responded by claiming that Christians have killed far more Muslims than the other way around, which isn't true. And then he pivoted again to like, well, we need to talk about Jews. That's all he wants to talk about.
Well, who killed the most Christians in history? Matt? Was it Muslims?
In case you want to know what it is, look at the Bolsheviks. Then you will get your answer. Communist Russia. Look at just study that little history right there. You will know the answer to that question.
Because it wasn't. So when Jake Shields pivots and wants to talk about, I don't know, the Bolsheviks.
There you go.
Killing tens of millions of Christians. It's not even close. You don't want to have the conversation anymore. Nope. Same with Sneeko. Wants to debate you, and all you can do is talk trash and call him a third worldist and refuse to debate him because that's how the Daily Wire works, right?
Nope.
None of these guys are intellectually brave enough to actually go out and debate anyone. Ben Shapiro, we've seen it, refusing debate. Tucker Carlson, Nick Fuentes, Matt Walsh, same thing. They'll talk all the trash in the world, but they won't get in the intellectual ring and actually try to debate it out because, again, they're emotionally and intellectually and physically, everyone at the Daily Wire, weak as well. And so he says, oh, Muslims want to kill Christians around the world. Everybody's killing everybody around the world, bro. Look at Israel. They're killing Muslims and Christians in Gaza. Muslims are killing Christians in the northern horn of Africa. Chinese are killing Muslims. These three religions have been killing each other for millennia. But as you saw there, he pivots the conversation away from the problem we're really seeing onto the Islamophobia angle. It's by design. Do you see what he's doing? He is the proverbial wolf in sheep's clothing. Okay. That's why we're not going to let him get away with it. And again, we'll pull up his own comment section from his profile and his posts, his own community. Here we go. Calling out propaganda while spouting propaganda. I used to really listen to things you said until I noticed you actually have no clue what you're talking about. I'm a Muslim and I love America. Oh, you got one spot on with 48 likes. And this comment you're going to see everywhere, of course. Get back to work, Matt Walsh. 600 likes. Are you ever going to talk about the other groups, the other groups that killed thousands of Christians, like I just said, not thousands, tens of millions, homie, but to this point. Used to enjoy your content. It's become trash. It's become clear there's one group you tippy-toe around from calling out. We all see it, man. We all see it. You're not fooling anybody anymore, Matt Walsh. And to that same comment, friendly reminder, this is how much he's been absolutely wrecked by Nick Fuentes. It says, if you were to just type in get back into Google's autocomplete function, will automatically say get back to work, Matt Walsh, which is actually hilarious. And for good measure, if you haven't seen where this amazing meme comes from, we might as well.
Sorry about that. So what it says here is Google autocomplete function appears to prompt Matt Walsh to get back to work. That's what it says right here, in case you can see because of my picture.
We'll play it.
Get back to work, Matt Walsh. Get back to work. Do not criticize Israel. Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Ben Shapiro.
And the reality is, guys, and this might sound kind of harsh, but Matt Walsh is the biggest hotel corner chair sitting cuck I think I've ever seen on social media. I mean, he literally sits there as Ben Shapiro his career to death and does absolutely nothing about it. Maybe he's locked into some contract he can't get out of. I'm not sure. But think about this. This is the guy who's got him chained to a radiator. Ooh. This is Ben Shapiro in law school, by the way.
You're better than me. Yeah, well, I gotta miss you. You're not. I'm a body. I can think. Yeah, you are not better than me at all. Yeah, I'll teach you.
I mean, that's his daddy, guys. That's his daddy. And how embarrassing, how demoralizing, how degrading. And instead of trying to attack other people that are criticizing you, like Sneeko and others, maybe it's time for you to sit down and take a look in the mirror and ask yourself, who am I really as Matt Walsh? Because you're not America first. You're not America only. I'd argue you're probably not even conservative. You're the personal whipping boy of a Hasbro media outlet, man. And maybe really what it is the money is just so good that he doesn't want to turn it off. And hey, if that's the grift, that's the grift, man. Okay? And this is what everyone's saying about him. And go to any of his comments, because this is basically what you're going to see in everything that he posts.
Matt Walsh, you're a cuck. I'd be ashamed if you were my dad. You're a pathetic excuse for a man. As much as you beat your chest about being American and being Christian, you are a cuck for a Jewish Zionist who hates Christ, who doesn't like Europeans, and isn't loyal to America. And he signs your paychecks and you work for him. And you say you're personally loyal to him? You are the biggest joke, cuck, traitor, embarrassment to our people there is. What's your excuse? Seriously.
All right, then he called out Sneeko and then now is refusing to debate him.
He's a fucking pussy. What he's trying to do is get the audience to think that I'm a 70 IQ communist third worldist. If I'm so retarded, Matt Walsh, then ask your dad to debate me. Call up Ben Shapiro and say, please, daddy, can I debate the guy that I'm so angry at? And you know what happened? He probably did. And he said, no, nah, hung up the phone. Or he's just a pussy and realizes he knows he's on the wrong side of history. He cannot defend his points. So he's going to continue to say that, oh, I'm Haitian and I'm a communist and I'm a terrorist and I'm an Islamist. Matt Walsh, shut the up or just debate. Stop tweeting at me. You're wasting everyone's time. Just like your boss, Ben Shapiro, is wasting away eating at this country. You're selling out your country. You're trying to say that, I snake Catholicism and Christians. Ben Shapiro laughed in front of you about nuns and about priests being pedophiles, making fun of Catholicism in front of your face. And what did your little goy slave ass do, Matt? Oh, okay.
It's actually true. That literally happened. We've watched that clip on the show before. Absolutely embarrassing where, the whole Daily Wire cast sat there and made fun of Catholics and called them PDFs, and Matt's out there like a, poor disheveled little boy with his hands in his lap. It's embarrassing, man.
When someone's criticizing, not someone, I'm sorry. When his boss is criticizing his religion, he turns into a little tiny puppy dog crawling into his little hole. But when it comes to criticizing Muslim, he wants to be that big macho man pretending like he knows exactly what he's talking about. Like, dude, you're pathetic. All you're doing is literally spreading propaganda. And the timing just happens to be that, the moment when so much heat is on the Zionists, on Israel, automatically they want to, divert people's attention toward the Muslim, that these people are backward, they're here to kill you, and so on and so forth, and blah, blah, blah. Nobody is buying it anymore, bruh. Nobody is buying it. All right, move on. This boomer talk, okay, this is not the 2000 or 2001. We're not in that moment anymore, Ben Shapiro. I said Ben Shapiro. I'm sorry. Same thing applies to him too, but you know who I'm talking about, Matt Walsh. All right, it's 2025. Guess what? I was a kid when the whole entire 7-Eleven happened and when the whole propaganda was on Muslim. Okay, at that time, people didn't know much about Islam, and yes, of course, the propaganda worked. But fast forward today, people are starting to see exactly who Zionists are. People are starting to see what Israel is. People are starting to see that who is really in control. People are starting to see where the propaganda is coming from. Nobody is asleep anymore, bruh. Wake up to reality. Nobody's buying it.
It's pathetic at this point. And again, the overall point of this was to provide some encouragement, pat on the butt, a little bit of help to leave the nest, spread your wings, Matt Walsh.
Right.
Because you gotta, at this point, I don't know how, guys, you can go to his Instagram page, go to his YouTube, look at the comment section on anything, and it's just him being absolutely drugged. I don't know how he's sitting here continuing to put out content, looking at the backlash from his own community and how everybody essentially has disavowed him and not said to himself, maybe it's time to have a little intestinal fortitude, stand up for yourself, and actually, if you're going to spout off all these, pro-Christian, pro-America first, pro-America only comments, like, show us. Do it. Leave the Daily Wire. Man up. Otherwise, just shut the fuck up, dude. Like, we all know what you are. You're just a little shill for Ben Shapiro. And last thing before we close this out, also, the money's going to dry up, bro. The money printer is going to dry up.
Eventually it does.
Ben Shapiro is losing tens of thousands of subscribers a day on his YouTube channels.
Good.
I imagine Daily Wire is hemorrhaging even worse, as they just put this out a couple days ago.
You're a sociopath. You're a piece of absolute filth. But the bigger problem, David, is that you smell like ass. Pretty gay. I hope that makes sense. And even if it doesn't.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think the video's almost over, but just look at his facial expression. The dude looks dead inside, bro. Like, he just looks like, I'm tired. I'm tired of pretending. I'm tired of all these criticism. I'm tired of everything. I want to leave, but I'm under a contract and I just cannot leave. So I have to pretend to like my boss. And, when he criticizes my religion, I have to sit there and smirk and pretend to hate Muslim, when in reality, it's the Zionists that are completely screwing this country over. I just have to. I'm tired of enduring all of these things. That is what I can read based off of his facial expression. Just keep looking.
Absolute filth. But the bigger problem, David, is that you smell like ass. Pretty gay. I hope that makes sense.
Just look.
And even if it doesn't, too bad.
Am I right or what? Just look.
Look at that. 50% off the Daily Wire.
Sure.
And let me show you the comment section immediately. Get back to work, Matt Walsh. Matt, how do you feel that your comment section is full of groypers? Get back to work, Matt Walsh. Well done, comment section. Good boy, Matt.
Oh, damn.
Daily Wire is cooked. I personally would love to see Matt go independent. Matt, please go independent. You have the community and influence to go the Tucker route. Unshackle yourself. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Ben Shapiro. You see what I mean? It's everything. Everything. That's all his community is now. And so me personally, I don't get it, guys. My content, I've always just said exactly how I feel. I don't stay shackled by anyone or anything. Nobody tells me what to do, what to say. Some people like my opinions. Some people hate my opinions, and that's absolutely fine. But you never have to wonder with me if they're coming from a place of how I actually feel or if they're being told to me by my boss and my daddy. All right. So hopefully, again, I actually like Matt Walsh. I like his content. I am just sick of watching him try to pretend and LARP as this America first, America only, as we're actually trying to push forward this movement, right? And you're not helping, guy. Okay, everybody knows better. So either get on board or get the out of here. Okay, no more fence sitting. Make the decision.
Right.
Gonna do it for this one, guys. Catch you on the next.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, if you made it this far, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. This video kind of went on for a little bit too long, but you get the whole entire idea. I'll catch you guys up later.